Hey y'all, it is Chelsea Knox. I'm a real estate agent here in San Antonio, Texas with Redfin, and my last video was targeted more towards buyers. If you're a buyer in the market, go check it out. But I wanted to reply to this comment really quick, so this is going to be geared more towards agents and why I chose the brokerage that I'm currently with. So we'll just start kind of from the beginning. Obviously, Redfin sets me up with most of my clients. I'm still more than capable of getting clients on my own, but we'll just, for the sake of this video, talk about how it works through Redfin. So I usually have a calendar that I open or close depending on my availability. I try to keep it as open as possible. Once it's open, it means that I'm available for any events. So my scheduling team will place an event on my calendar and I'll get a notification like, hey, you have a showing with so-and-so at whatever time at this house. Or they'll be like, hey, we set you up for a meeting, call them and discuss where you want to meet, or if you want it to be Zoom or whatever the case. And that's kind of how I introduce most of my clients, or get introduced to most of my clients. Once we're there, I obviously do what I do. I give them as much knowledge as possible, try and be super friendly. I'm usually connect very well with my clients. A lot of them have met my daughter. They just become like really good friends, and that's kind of how things pan out. But I will, just like any other real estate agent, try to educate them on the market, try to educate them on, what they're looking for, how I can help, all that stuff. Once we go under contract, we have something really, really cool called Fast Offers, and it is a program that Redfin has exclusively, and it makes writing an offer so easy. It goes from like a 20-30 minute process to like I can literally write an offer in 2 minutes if I have all the information. I'm not going to show that because I don't know what I'm allowed to show, what I'm not allowed to show. I don't want to get in trouble, but it's a really cool, really cool platform that we have at Redfin. So once they're ready to write an offer, I would use that to write my offer. Obviously, still double check everything and make sure everything is accurate. And then once the offer is accepted, we're under contract, I introduce my transaction coordinator, and we have this kind of like setup here on my little app that we have through Redfin, and it shows what I'm supposed to be doing and what my transaction coordinator is supposed to be doing. Now at Redfin, they do hook you up with a transaction coordinator for free. We don't pay them anything. Redfin itself pays the transaction coordinators. They work with you. They do a lot on your deal. They help you out a tremendous amount. And that's because at Redfin, we're very high volume. So an average real estate agent would do maybe 7 deals per year. At Redfin, the bare minimum is like 25. And even that's like, you might not be cutting it. So last year I did over 50 deals. And so we're very high volume. It's hard to manage that by yourself. So they provide us with a transaction coordinator. So in this little dashboard, we click on whatever step of the process we are. All these gray up here are like what's your deal, mutual acceptance. So once you just go under contract, talking about deposits, your earnest money, talking about financing, all that stuff. Once we're past that, you have all these bigger options here, and they will literally keep you on track for your whole deal. So it'll tell you what needs to be done. I blurred out like the names because obviously confidential. But it will tell us you need to check the loan documents, you need to send the pre-close letter to the buyer. So talk about like, hey, are you getting home insurance? Are you setting up your utilities, your trash, blah, blah, blah. Scheduling closing, making sure it's on my calendar so that I can attend closing. My transaction coordinator will do that for me. Just checking all the final things. And this is step by step. There's like hundreds of little to-do tasks. So every day I log on, I know exactly where we are in the deal and how to keep up with it. And I think it's a really nice way Redfin kind of keeps us super organized. It even has some things like order homeowners insurance. That's for the buyer. You can see buyer. So they're on track too. So we'll just go through the whole process like any other real estate agent would. If any fires pop up, we put them out. My transaction coordinator keeps me updated. We have weekly phone calls to kind of touch base on all of our deals, where we're at, what she needs. We are also on texting basis. So if I need something and I'm in traffic, I can text her and be like, hey, I need an amendment. We need to extend the option period by 3 days on this day, whatever. And she'll take care of it for me. She'll send it out by DocuSign, have them sign it. When she gets it back, she'll send it to the listing agent or whatever side of the deal I'm working on. So they're super helpful if I'm tied up, because a lot of times we are tied up. We're pretty busy since we're high volume. So all of those little deal tasks keep us on track. My transaction coordinator is fantastic. We get a listing coordinator as well. So for listings, it's a similar thing. We get a listing coordinator to handle all the listing documents, setting up the photos, setting up, making sure the seller's disclosure gets sent out, all that stuff. So it's really, really helpful. It is still 100% on us, so we double check everything, because if there's ever a misstep or something doesn't happen, it's on us. It's not on our transaction coordinator at all. So we still have a lot of responsibility. We still do a lot. I still communicate with the buyers almost every single day while we're under contract and make sure all this stuff is happening. I don't just kind of, let it go from there just because I have a luxury of having a transaction coordinator. But and that's kind of what a transaction's like. After closing, I'll follow up a couple days after, a couple weeks after, a couple months after, yearly, that kind of thing. There are drip campaigns, so if you're a real estate agent, you're familiar with kind of some of these terms. So Redfin will pop up things kind of similar to this. So these are my proactive follow-ups. I blurred out the names, again, confidentiality reasons, but it will tell me if one of my clients toured a house and the price dropped. It'll be like, hey, let them know the price dropped, and then I can just click on it. It'll automatically pop up a pre-scripted email that I chose, so it doesn't sound like a robot, but I just set it to pop up every time. It'll be like, hey, I know when you saw it you were thinking of still looking, but now that it's a price drop, are you interested? Like, we saw it at this price, now it's at this price, a really good deal kind of thing. And it's just a way to kind of make sure I'm staying in front of all my clients, because we get so many clients a month, and the last thing you want is to just meet someone, and if they're not ready to buy immediately, you put them on the back burner, and then they're going to find another agent to help them out. And I don't like that. So this is a really great way to keep them top of mind. If they're looking in a certain price range and I tour this price range with another client, it'll tell me like, hey, talk to this person about the house you just toured, maybe they're gonna like it. So just lots of refreshers from Redfin to kind of stay, we have a lot of technology. It's a technology based brokerage, so it makes sense, but they do a really great job of everything they do. So just an overview of the process. This is kind of what I mean by my calendar. The gray up top and like right here. Gray means I'm not available. White means I am available. Green are all my appointments that ended up on my calendar. And blue are meetings. There's also this flex time, which means that I can choose only certain areas of town. Usually because I have a baby, I have to pick her up from daycare and bring her home. Her dad doesn't get home till 5, so that means I need to be within driving range, like fairly close to my house. So basically, all these events pop up on my calendar. I go, I meet the customer, we connect, I find out how I can help them, I send them search results, we do more home tours if necessary, we find a house, we go under contract, I introduce my transaction coordinator at that time. I'm still working with them, making sure we get through the inspection, negotiating any repairs, ordering the appraisal, checking the appraisal, making sure the title commitment comes in, all those steps that are normal in a real estate process. I'm still doing it with the help of my transaction coordinator. We get to closing, I thank them, I hopefully connect with them well enough to follow up with them regularly after that, and then I do it again. It's a really high volume job, so I do this multiple times a week. There are months where I will close 6, 7 houses. There are months where I will only close one house, but either way, it's the normal ups and downs of real estate. I have a very steady flow here at Redfin, and I absolutely cannot complain. So if you have any other questions, real estate related, Redfin related, let me know in the comments, and I will happily answer.